We're going to start with Mexico and Saudi Arabia. Now, I am most excited, I think, for this match out of all of them, in my personal opinion, because I think this could be the match with the highest likelihood, highest chance of an upset here. That's why. Why is he looking at me
He's
like that?
ready.
Why is he
I
looking
was
at me
ready
like that?
to celebrate with everybody, but clearly we got
No,
Mr.
no, no,
Hater
no,
over
no.
here.
No, no, no,
The
no, no, no,
classic
no.
Elijah is
I'm not
back.
hating. I'm not hating.
L3 hater.
Can I explain? Can I explain
You
why?
can
Real
explain.
quick.
I'm just know you're a hater because there's a track record now.
As long as I'm right. As long as I'm right.
Never been right. No, I
Let's
don't
talk
think
about this here.
time.
Let's talk about this here. Let's compare these two teams, right? And I love this matchup. Obviously, a rematch from 2022 World Cup over 3 years ago now. Mexico, right? In their group stage. We've talked about it on the channel already, me and Diego. This team cannot score. This team cannot attack well. They are corner and set piece merchants. They open play goals are essentially non-existent. It's very, very
Things you
true.
love to see, baby.
No, not at all. No Cesar Montes, no advancing to this group to this knockout round. Anyway, all that to say, yeah, Mexico cannot. I mean, he scored 3 goals out of the 5 they scored.
Goals are goals, bro. Goals are goals.
Very true. Very true.
Best
very
teams
true.
find a way to win. All of them.
Absolutely.
You're just nitpicking
Absolutely.
at this point.
At some point, no. At some point here, you can't keep doing that. You can't rely on corners and set pieces. At some point, it's going to crumble down. I need to see Mexico start getting some open play chances at the very least, and then converting those chances. Let's look at Saudi Arabia for a second here. Saudi Arabia, defensively, a fantastic team. Without a doubt, the best part of their entire team is defensively. They conceded 2 goals, and that is the lowest amount in the entire group stage, tied with Mexico, in fact. They conceded 2 goals in the group stage. Yes, scoring 2, but they conceded 2 goals here. I think that the Saudi Arabia defense and the Mexico offense is going to be a matchup for the ages. And this is my most anticipated game of the entire tournament. For that reason, I think what's going to happen is Saudi Arabia is going to bunker down, not allow Mexico to get anything, because Mexico is not telling me at all that they're able to create against good low blocks in this defense, right? Except for corners and set pieces. And let's say for whatever reason, they're not getting them. I don't see Mexico getting much. I do see Saudi Arabia sitting back and Saudi Arabia countering once or twice and being able to get a goal there, depending on who Javier Aguirre puts in the defense, which I can see happening very easily, if I'm being fully honest. And I think Saudi Arabia to get 1 or 2 goals at some point and are able to just bunker down. It's not going to be a pretty game, I'm going to tell you that right now, but I do think I can see Saudi Arabia pulling it out here. I'm not saying they're going to, but the reason this is my most anticipated game is because Saudi Arabia have every chance to whip it out here against Mexico. So that is my point I needed to make here. I have no reason. Mexico has not given me a single reason to tell me that they're going to score 2-3 goals in this team and win the game outright through open play. And that's exactly what Saudi Arabia wants. That's why that is not biased. That is not, if this was the USA, if this was Canada, I would say the exact same things. 100% without a doubt. This Saudi Arabia team's defense is a pretty good equal to Mexico's offense in regards to this tournament so far. I digress, though. I think I've said my opening statements there. Andres, please. Please.
Look.
Give
Obviously,
me your reasoning here.
Saudi Arabia comes from the easiest group in the tournament. They played the likes of Haiti, Dominican Republic. No, sorry, not Dominican. I'm talking about
Haiti,
Trinidad. Unlucky. They actually should have beat the Saudi Arabia. They hit the crossbar in the last second. I don't know what else to say there. So, but look, they had Haiti, Trinidad, United States was shocking and woeful. Took them a free kick to score to actually win the game. Look, I don't see any threat here personally. Easy teams. United States, relatively. Honestly, I wouldn't mind facing them in the quarterfinals, but whatever. I'm not too concerned about them. They face relatively easy teams compared to the likes of Costa Rica. We should have won that game, but whatever. I highlight Costa Rica mainly because I think that's the best passage of play we had from open play. Yes, we didn't score goals, but we had very good opportunities to score goals. And if it wasn't for Navas, I'm just saying we could have comfortably won 3-4-0.
Very true.
So if it wasn't for the ref too. I don't see an issue going into the game. I can agree. We struggled the first game, I would say, creating chances. But, it looks like Aguirre made some substitutions in that third game and really opened up the midfield, really opened up the attack. And I think going forward, and I think a lot of Mexican fans, the Mexican media, from what I've read, have also agreed that Rico, it was Piojo, by the way, cannot start for the national team at all. He offers nothing going forward. Congratulations, you can cut in with your left foot and do absolutely nothing. Even if you're allowed to, Chino should be playing in front and for him easily. I think we finally found the best combo at the current moment with the players that we have in this squad of our midfield. Edson Alvarez, Marcel Ruiz, and Luis Chavez. And I think we finally found a replacement for Gallardo on the left. Shout out Chavez. Got
I don't think Travis is going to start this game, though. I'm pretty sure Gallardo's going to start this game.
I really hope that's not true, but we'll see. But honestly, we beat them 3 years ago in the World Cup. But I saw very positive signs. Costa Rica played a very low block. They had their moment of possession, but Saudi Arabia offers nothing going forward from what I've seen the 3 games they played in, realistically. And I'm not too worried about that. I'm worried about our back line. Cesar Montes making a mistake because he's had a rough couple of games. For sure, but Johan Vasquez
defensively,
offensively he's fine. He can score headers without even looking, apparently. Look, I'm not too worried about the Saudi Arabia team whatsoever. I think the set piece merchants of the Gold Cup is eventually going to come to an end, and this is the game to prove that we can score from open play. And I truly believe so. I'm not too worried about this at all. If the right players play. Yeah, but it's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a roughly tough game. I'm gonna compare it to a Costa Rica of you got to take them serious, but I think we can get a result out of it. I'm not too worried. I'm not worried about an upset. That's for sure. Not one bit. Not a single part of my soul is telling me, oh, this could go wrong. No, I'm 100% in. If I had $1 bajillion, I would bet $1 bajillion on Mexico. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, I mean, you at least have 100 though. Why not just do that?
Because I'm in California. It's illegal. Come on now.
No, we can find a way. You've done it before. We'll find a way. Let's do it, Andres. Let's do it right now.
No.
Go, no. Make the promise. Okay, do it.
I'm shaking.
All I'm saying is because if there is one game where you should be scared, it's this game.
I'm not even scared, bro. I believe.
If I'm being fully honest, I think you're being very naive with this game.
No, I'm not worried about the Giants of North America. Not one bit, bro.
I am the only one here who watches AFC football, Asian football, that is. I'm the only one who cares about the Saudi Arabian team before this tournament here.
Well,
yes, offensively,
dark horses.
Offensively, get it for the video. Offensively, you're right. Not much to be afraid of. That's very true. Defensively, though, you should be afraid. I mean, it's like Saudi Arabia. If there is a team to stop Mexico defensively, who again can't create offensively already, it's Saudi Arabia. Like I think, you can be naive, but this Mexico team should not be. This Mexico team cannot walk into this game thinking, yeah, we're good. We're going to win outright. It's Saudi Arabia. We're fine. No, this Mexico team needs to worry just a little bit because complacency is exactly what Saudi Arabia wants. It's not pretty. It's not going to be pretty from Saudi Arabia, but I mean, they have a pretty good chance. I mean, compared to Guatemala, Honduras, and Costa Rica, Saudi Arabia are the one team to play against Mexico here that I think really could cause an upset out of any of those teams.
Obviously, I don't think the team is going into this complacent. I think they've gone into every single game expecting a challenge. Except the first game, I think they're a little like, okay, like we can kind of just do whatever we want, and it took them by surprise. Let's be real here, with against the Dominican Republic, 3-2. But I think that was kind of a wake up moment, and I don't think they've taken a game since like that complacent. And I think they know what defensively Saudi Arabia do offer, but like I just don't see them doing lights out performance against a Mexican side who is at the moment find their groove, especially in that Costa Rica game. In my opinion, that was kind of like a shit. Like we can actually do something because that passing movement was ridiculous at certain points in the game. And if we can just get that final end product going, then I think we're fine. This is the type of game where, Saudi Arabia isn't the greatest team in the world, but in the World Cup, we're going to have these teams that are going to sit a low block. And this is where you got to find it. It's a good test. But I think it's a test that should be easily aced, in my opinion, in the sense
I don't know about easily.
5. I'm not saying like
I can't say easy.
I'm not gonna say 5. I have high standards for this team that's going into this tournament. I'm not saying like a 5-0. I don't know. I said a lot of talk in the live stream, but that's just me talking. But I generally can see us putting 2 or 3 in there when we get the ball rolling. My opinion. I'm not. That's just me. Joaquin, please.
I think I'm a little in the middle. Like, I'm not going to say easily. I do think Mexico are going to be favorites, obviously, and I feel like they do have the advantage. But I feel like it depends on who scores first. I think if Saudi Arabia score first, they'll just, like, sit back and, like, try to keep the lead as, that's, like, their goal at that point. So like I feel if that happens, Mexico might be a little bit in trouble. But if Mexico score first to get the floodgates open, I think they'll not cruise, but it'll be a lot easier, and then they can keep attacking, set up some defensive movements, keep the lead. So I think it really depends on who's going to score first.
Yeah, yeah, I fully agree with that because I think let's say Saudi Arabia get that again early-ish goal, at least the first goal. I think if Saudi Arabia do that, game's done. Game's done. If Saudi Arabia score first, I think they win the game because, like I said, they are great defensively. And they know how to defend these CONCACAF teams. So it's not just a low block of a Costa Rica low block or a Honduras low block. Like Saudi Arabia is different when they're with their low block, in my opinion, and they've shown that so far. So if Saudi Arabia are able to get an early goal, which I think they can on a counter, because what does a low block do? A low block is going to force Mexico to get a little bit forward, right? And depending on who you're playing, probably Jorge Sanchez and probably Gallardo. Gallardo's going to be a little bit too forward, and Jorge Sanchez can't defend for his life. So what's going to happen? You have Cesar Montes, Jonas Vasquez in the back. If it's just them two to worry about, Saudi Arabia can get a goal from nothing. And I could see that happening. If Mexico score first, I think Mexico win too. You're right. It's whoever scores first because Saudi Arabia wouldn't be able to create if Mexico goes up one. Mm-hmm. And Mexico, they wouldn't, but Mexico could even just sit back there. And Saudi Arabia, I don't think, would be able to get anything from there. So it all depends on who scores first. Final score predictions, though, before I move on to the next game. I'm going to give mine. I am still going to go Mexico 1-0 win. But I'm mentioning everything to say that I do think Saudi Arabia very well have a better than good chance at getting something here. Joaquin, your score prediction for this game?
I'm feeling lucky with 2-1, so I'm going to go 2-1 Mexico.
Okay.
3-0, baby. Give me that.
You're not scoring,
bro.
Just
wait, bro. Just wait. Santi Jimenez is gonna get on the score sheet, baby. Just wait. I can guarantee one thing. Offside. Santi is gonna score. I can guarantee you one thing.
He's just throwing out baseless claims for no reason today.
I feel it, bro. You cannot rob a man on a bike and then him not score the next game. I just feel it. You know what I mean? I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my heart.
Santi hat-trick.
No, okay, that's getting ahead of ourselves. I can guarantee you a goal. I just spoke with him before recording. He said, "I got you." So
wild.
I'm just clip it now. You can either put clown music over it, or you can make a hard edit. One of the two. I'm just saying.
Yeah, please clip it. Please clip. I'll clip it. I got you.